Tragedy has ended. A great victory has been won. The holy mission has been completed. The skies no longer rain death. The holy mission has been completed. The seas.
Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the stream where we play video games and talk about the arcane. It's the Abracular stream, the magic circle, where we gather together and do fun stuff, right? Sorry that it took so long to start up. I actually lost everything that I need to start up. Not everything, but like, basically I was looking around for this like extra phone. We have like this spare phone that I use as a remote control. Like, I can hook it up to OBS, and then I can, like, it has, like, buttons on it. I can switch between the different panels very easily. It basically becomes, like, a Streamlabs or, like, a streaming hub where I can just, like, click something and change things from where I'm sitting. And it is fucking gone, dude. It is gone. Like, I'm still looking for it, like, with my eyeballs, because it's incomprehensible. Like, I was using it this morning. It ran out of battery. I was laying right here, like this, ran out of battery, and then I went, man, ran out of battery, darn, fuck this, and I put it on the sofa, and then I walked away from it. I remember thinking, I should probably charge it, but it's okay, because I know where it is, and if I need it, I'll just charge it then, right? And now I'm looking for it, and I swear I've looked everywhere in this room, and it's not here. And I shouldn't have to look anywhere else but the couch. I didn't put anywhere else. I checked underneath Moses. I checked underneath both pillows. I checked underneath the couch. I checked on the table. I checked over there. I checked over there. I checked over there. I checked outside the room. Why would I have carried it outside of the room if it didn't have any battery? I don't know. But my point being, that I can't find it at all. You guys can hear me okay, right? Let me check. Oh boy. Like, I'm gonna have to do everything off of the iPad now. So I have to just check to see. Yep. It's working. It's working. So, this is one of those rare times that, like, some people really don't believe me when I say this. But I really do think, or I believe, belief is such a flimsy word. I have conviction that there are several different species of spirits, or what you would call like non-ethereal entities, meaning, or ethereal entities, you want to say, non-physical entities. And what I mean by that is there's like all different types of beings in this world. We know that there's, you know, beings that are like jelly, right? The jellyfish of the sea. We know there are invertebrates like the octopus. We know that there are obviously like birds and fish and bees and insects and all sorts of things. And in this world where anything goes and the possibilities are limitless because we live in an infinite universe, there's definitely these non-physical beings that nobody can see with their eyes, but they actually are a species of Earth being. I don't think they're aliens. I would even hesitate to call them ghosts, because a ghost is what we generally think is like a deceased, a dead person. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about a deceased dead person. I'm talking about something that was born a spirit. Something that began its life as a spirit, has always been a spirit. It sounds wacky, but like, I literally was just watching creepy stories on Reddit like a moment ago. Maybe we'll do that together one of these days. But they were talking about it all the time too, like in the sense that like some people will find things moved or moved every day at a certain time, or it'll, you know, something will disappear on them and appear somewhere else. Not at the same time, not instantaneously, but definitively, in the sense that, like, you know where you put something, it moved by itself, nobody else was in the house. How does that happen? You know, it's a little bit of a mystery to humanity, but as a sorcerer, I happen to subscribe to the belief that there are these ethereal beings. And the reason that I subscribe to that belief is because there's allegorical evidence. So, we have all these stories. We have stories of ghosts. Everyone's heard ghost stories before. But in different cultures, there are also spirit stories. In other words, stories of these creatures or spirits that are not ghosts at all. For example, in Ireland, you have like the fairies and the elves, and that's not just Ireland. Like all of Europe. In Europe, there's like tons of stories of fairies and elves and gnomes and trolls and all that stuff like that, right? And then in Japan, you have a different version of that in Shintoism. And in Native American beliefs, they're definitely believed in a bunch of different stuff. And in China, they have different beliefs of like spirits that are not humans, but they are still spirits and mysterious. And a lot of these spirits, believe it or not, in the allegorical evidence, in the mythologies, they're trickster spirits. You've got all sorts of different fox demons and pixies and fairies. And what do they like to do? For some reason, it's in their nature to play tricks and be silly. How does that work for them? I don't know. How does it work for us? Why do we play pranks on each other sometimes? Because of boredom. Because it's fun. Because it's funny sometimes. And I'm sure that it is for them, especially if they are immortal. I would get pretty bored if I was immortal. But on another level, you know, don't think of them so much as a spirit that is... Don't think of them as like a spirit that is like super intelligent. Think of them as like a spirit that has some type of brain closer to like a monkey or a chimpanzee. They're very intelligent, very almost close to being human, but not human enough to know to keep boundaries and to kind of like stay the fuck out of shit. And so sometimes what you'll find is that if a spirit like this is interacting with you, or if an ethereal, non-physical entity is interacting in this way with you, they'll often play tricks on you to try to get your attention. In this case, I think they hid my phone. And I know that sounds really silly, but there's so much allegorical evidence for this actually happening all the time. Now, how does it work? Do I think it could work in many different ways? I'm not saying that they literally took my phone and put it somewhere else. I'm saying for all we know, they might be hitting me with some type of psychic energy that is making me not fucking find my phone, in the sense that like it's just making me not see it, and it's plain as day, you know? It's like a confusion beam or some shit like that. Could be that they really do hide my phone. Could be that they know how to turn it invisible. Could be that they took it to another dimensional momentarily, in which case it would be in the exact same spot. It would just not be on my vibration. I don't know how it works. I just know that throughout my life, since I interact with magic, and I interact with sorcery, and I interact with spirits, there's been an increased amount of interactions that happen like this, where I will find something or lose something that I know I shouldn't have lost. See, there are things that you lose all the time. You lose your keys, you lose, like, you know, but there are things that it's like, how could I lose that? I know exactly where I put it. I put it in a specific place so that I wouldn't lose it. You get what I'm saying? And on those times, you gotta not question yourself. I know that, like, it's in our nature to be cynical now. It's in our nature to say, like, oh, like, probably I'm just a stupid idiot, and I probably just lost my phone. But really, like, you're not an idiot. Human beings are actually generally somewhat intelligent. We're not geniuses. We're not like next level omniscient beings. But what I mean is, when something seems fishy in your mind, most likely it's not because of your brain. It's because of instinct. A lot of times our instincts will know exactly when something is wrong and something is normal. And you'll see that often with dogs all the time. A dog will hear a noise that it's used to, and it will not bat a single eye. Meanwhile, maybe you'll hear a little something, some kind of weird noise happening maybe outside, and it'll set your dog off. How does your dog know what to just stay asleep to and what to perk up to? It has an instinct. It has an instinct to know what is routine and what is out of routine. And so trust your instincts. That doesn't mean that it has to affect you. It doesn't have to scare, like, it doesn't scare me. It's just annoyed the crap out of me. And I know they're laughing. You know what I'm saying? I know whatever, like, if they're pixies or fairies or whatever, they're fucking think it's hilarious and it's annoying. But also, I also trust that they will bring it back. That often happens a lot too, is that I'll find it in the weirdest places, whatever I'm looking for. So that's just my little spiel on like what the heck was happening to me literally 5 minutes before the stream. I was just frantically looking for my phone. And so if you see me like fiddling over here, I'm fiddling with the iPad so I can like do the remote control thing. How's everybody doing? Lauren, you're at work. I know you're having fun. Some chips for you. Lauren said on the floor. Yeah, totally not on the floor, right? I would think that it's on the floor, but there's like nothing, dude. There's nothing. How could it be on the floor? If it was on the floor, it fell off the couch like this, and so it would be directly in front of me. I'm so confused, dude. I'm so confused by it. Thank you very much. I hope you fucking thought it was funny, you bastards. I'm actually cool with them. I made some friends with some pixies a while back, and they like to bug me all the time. It's almost like a fucking why make friends with pixies? They're just gonna annoy you. But I find that they are a generally non-harmful species. So generally, they're not really like trying to scare you, and they're not trying to. They usually just play tricks like this because they think it's funny. And if you make friends with them, they usually do it in a time that is harmless. Technically, this is just inconveniencing me. It's not really like an emergency. They're not gonna hide your phone if you need to call 911. Oftentimes, if they're your friend, they'll actually point your way towards the phone. It's hard to explain how that happens, but sometimes it happens just by like, you'll get a funny feeling. You get a funny feeling that something's gonna be in a certain place, and then it will be there. So that's kind of interesting. Switching over to PS5 so you can see what's going on. Yeah, they got me. It's so intense, dude. I hate that. But it's fine. I made friends with them a while back because I like to make friends with spirits in general. And again, if they're not harmful, then I'm willing to laugh with them. But there are some species that are a little more harmful than others. Not every spirit is going to be a harmless pixie. Some spirits are pretty, some spirits are like, it's hard to explain like what, like, let's say like malevolent. Let's say malevolent, but malevolent kind of sounds, oh yeah, yo, I did a bunch of shit, by the way, while you guys were gone. I'll explain it later. But like, as you can see, I got a bunch of things together for the build, and we finally got the werewolf going. So as you can see, he looks like a full werewolf. We got the beast. I had to dive into the DLC, get a bunch of help from random people. I did beat the Shadows in Yarnum, thank goodness. And I also beat Rom, because fuck that. And I needed to get some bloodstone chunks. I now know how to farm them, so that's pretty cool. We'll talk about that. But anyway, sometimes there are malevolent spirits. They can't really hurt you in any other way other than psychological. But as you and I know, psychological is pretty harmful sometimes. So sometimes a spirit, a certain type of spirit, it won't be a fairy or a pixie, because those are usually a name that I give to spirits that are less malevolent. Some kind of species that I don't really know of that much, I call them parasites. And what they do is they feed off of our energy. Usually they feed off of negative energy. And so when they're feeding off of negative energy, what they'll do is they'll like find a connection with your brain, and they'll make you think of negative things. And there's been a lot of different mystics over the centuries. Even now, like I think recently I read of a psychologist who came upon this theory. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I'd like to look it up, and maybe I'll post it in the Discord. And again, you could call him a quack, and to be honest, there's not enough evidence to really say whether he is or isn't. So for all we know, he could very well be a quack. But there's at least one psychiatrist somewhere that believes that a lot of the schizophrenic and depressive and manic episodes that people go through are actually fucking demons. Like, he actually believes that there are negative entities. The reason for this is because a lot of schizophrenic patients that people have done studies on, their main problem is invasive thoughts. That's kind of like a more clinical word. I'm sure there's like a bunch of really good, clinical explanations for this and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just here trying to spread the red pill, right? Trying to give more red pill. And there's multiple ways to take these things into account. And in ancient times, they definitely looked at it this way. And did it help? Well, I don't know. I don't think that everybody in ancient times was killing themselves all the time. Like, suicide rates are very high. That doesn't mean that they haven't been high in history. But it does kind of beg to question how many suicides were happening in indigenous tribes where there was a shaman who was able to kind of give a more holistic explanation for what was going on. Is it really so bad, even if you're wrong, to think that the depressive thoughts that you're receiving are actually not of your own? I would say not so much. I would say a lot of times it's actually a strategy to disassociate from negative thoughts. And so thinking that they're from somebody else is disassociating. Maybe it's not the most, realistic to some skeptics, but to, the more holistic among us, it can be a very comforting thought to know that, like, you know what? If I just reverse those thoughts, if I just replace them with positive thoughts and stay away from whatever the parasite is trying to get me to think of, it can be more helpful. It can give you more control. It can make you feel a little more hopeful. Again, do what you need to do to help yourself. In this case, though, I'm just talking about it for the sake of having a fun red pill conversation. Yeah. So the idea is that sometimes these parasites will show up. You can't see them. They're very, very low intelligence spirits. I would even think that pixies and fairies are more intelligent than them. The reason for this is because they're based off of survival. They want to eat, they want to survive, and they have no concept of symbiosis. Or what's the right word? There's like a different word for when both parties get something positive out of it. They have no concept of that. So what does that mean? It means they're constantly trying to survive and they don't give a fuck about how you feel. So think of it like a leech. It's like an invisible leech that gets on you. And once that leech is on you, it like hacks into your system. And it makes you think about negative thoughts. Sometimes very, very negative thoughts. A really good example of this was when I was a kid. I used to live in this apartment with my family that was actually very haunted. In a lot of ways, it was a highway. It was a spiritual highway where a lot of these ethereal beings would come through. And what that would lead to would be just more than the average ghost story, basically. And it definitely acquainted me and my brother with the idea of the paranormal. But one of the main things that still kind of affects me today, in the sense that I still kind of have insomnia today, is that back when I was a kid, I would have severe insomnia. We're talking about like 8, 9 years old, and I would be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, doing nothing. We're not talking about like playing Game Boy. You know, that would be great. That's actually what I started doing later in life. But we're talking about 8, 9 years old, staying up until 4 o'clock in the morning, just laying there because I couldn't fall asleep. And the reason I couldn't fall asleep was because my mind was being barraged by a bunch of the darkest images you could possibly fucking imagine. I'm talking about, it's almost like, and I remember, I used to think that it was some type of, I used to think it was me. I used to think that it was like, you know, I used to think that it was like when someone tells you not to think of an elephant, you know, you automatically think of an elephant. So I used to think at the time, I was like, don't think about scary things. And I would instantly start thinking about scary things. But now that I look back on it, as an adult, when I have like more understanding of my mind and more like, just like more mindfulness, like I literally can watch my thoughts better, I was definitely getting some interesting invasive thoughts. I actually have a particular memory where I was actually doing a good job of thinking positively, but in between every 3 positive thoughts, there was like a horrifying thought. You get what I'm saying? I'm not talking about anxiety. I'm talking about like visual imagery in my mind of something terrifying, like the scariest monsters my mind could possibly imagine, the creepiest like possible situations that my mind could imagine would flash before my eyes for like maybe 3 or 4 seconds. It was almost like I couldn't control it. And so I look back at those times as a great example of a parasite. There was probably more than one parasite living in my room at the time, because I wasn't the only one that was being terrorized by it. My brother was also scared of the things that were happening in our room and the things that he would feel. Like, for example, on multiple occasions, he would get up and cry and scream and go to my mom's to, like, get our parents, because he would feel something grab his foot and pull him. Like, how are you supposed to sleep in that level of anticipation? You could talk about fear, we could talk about horror, we could talk about the fear of the paranormal, but let's just look at it that way. Even if you're a complete skeptic, you don't know what's happening, but there is a chance that while you're trying to fall asleep, something will touch your foot that shouldn't be touching your foot, right? That's kind of terrifying. Like, it makes you, Moses, it's okay. See, Moses is having a fucking nightmare right now. Are you alright, buddy? Are you alright, buddy? He's actually right next to me. Let me see if I can get a good shot of him. See? Can you guys see him? Hello, buddy. Are you alright? Don't cry. Alright. Now, the problem is that, like, when you start doing magic, or when you start, like, dealing with, like, more light, that's how I like to look at it. When you start introducing more light into your space. Yeah, there we go. When you start introducing more light into your aura, it tends to attract more parasites and more spiritual entities, because that's the type of shit that they vibe with. It doesn't mean that you're going to be haunted, especially if you know what you're doing when it comes to magic. You can easily set some stuff down and you can clean the space off to, but often, chances are you're not. Chances are you're not going to do that, and that's why most people tell everyone to stay away from sorcery, magic, witchcraft, everything that's like that. Ouija boards, anything that's suspicious, stay away from it. Why? Because most people don't know how to psychically defend themselves. And so it's actually very wise to stay away from something that you don't know what to do. I wouldn't touch a chainsaw. I would not fucking touch a chainsaw, because I actually never have been taught how to use a chainsaw. So if I touch the chainsaw, there's a chance that something could go wrong. That being said, That might be a bad example because I heard they have safeties and stuff. But my point being that witchcraft is a tool. And if you don't know how to use that tool, it makes sense for you to stay away from it. It could be dangerous, and that's true. It's psychologically dangerous. You can definitely lose your mind with witchcraft. Not because the spells will make you lose your mind, but because without proper psychic defenses, other entities will come in and they'll start to encroach on your mental space. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm gonna reset the timer. There's actually a... Yikes. Dropped a laptop over here. Hold on. Okay. Everything's good. Yeah, there's a timer on my stream that I have to do manually. I forgot to reset it. Let me reset it real quick. Thank you, Kevin. I would say, like, we've been streaming for, like, maybe 20 minutes now. 30 minutes. So let's just do that then. Is that good? Does it work? Nice. I think it changed, right? Oof. Is it changing? I have no idea. It's taking a second. Yeah, there you go. So I just rounded. Like, I think I've been streaming for maybe 30 minutes now. I don't know. The intro doesn't have to count. It's not a big deal. Thanks, Kevy. You're the best. I know you have my back. That's why I read your comments. Not only because you are a ray of sunshine, but also because oftentimes you have my fucking streaming back, and you usually say some cool shit that I didn't even notice. Like, thank goodness. I would have left that timer on. It would have said 10 hours. People would have been coming to the stream like, bro, you've been streaming for 10 hours? I'm like, yeah, sure. Can you imagine? Yeah, so, I don't know. That's kind of my thing with the, my problem with the spirits and stuff like that. The reason that I never seem perturbed about the pixies is because hiding my phone is very harmless, relative to the amount of psychological torment that an actual powerful parasite will actually bring into your life. It's the parasites that end up scaring people. But here's the scary thing, to me. And it's only a little scary because, again, it's the unknown. The scary thing to me is that the parasites are too stupid and not powerful enough to actually move things around or make any like level of like physical disturbances. They're completely ethereal. Think of parasites like fourth dimensional rodents. They tend to move in when a place is unclean on a psychic level. So they almost don't have that much of it. Like, having roach problem is a problem, but only to a certain level. Roaches don't really kill. You can't lose things because of roaches unless it's like a really horrible roach problem, right? And rats too. Like, if you have a mouse problem, you set out a mouse trap. Usually it's just one mouse. You get rid of the mouse. If you don't get rid of the mouse, right, then it could get worse in the sense that even if the mouse doesn't multiply, it might start getting into your food. It might start, like, you don't want it to make a home in your house. So parasites are usually not a big problem. They're more of like a psychological nuisance. But then that really begs to question, what the fuck is actually making noises? You know, there's dozens and dozens of stories where people have been through things that are physical. Whether it's hearing a voice in another room when you know that you're alone, or hearing footsteps coming towards your door and nobody ever coming in, or hearing disembodied breathing, or hearing a disembodied voice. All of those things, right? Parasites usually can't, from what I understand, they can't make physical disturbances. So it would have to be a much more physical and more powerful entity in order for it to do stuff like that. Oftentimes, we call that a poltergeist because we don't have any other name for it. And a poltergeist is interesting because it acts a lot like a human. A poltergeist will settle down in a space. It'll say usually, by the way, and you'll, in allegorical evidence too, in the stories and stuff, they say the poltergeists and the elves and the pixies and stuff like that, right? They all hide out in the woods because they like to be away from humans. It's annoying to have to deal with humans. They actually don't like humans. They like to have their own space that they can have for themselves. So, what if you, like, you have to think about it like a, like if you actually were a poltergeist, right? Let's say you just so happen to already live in the city. I don't know how spirits are born, but let's just say that you were born in the city and you've always been in the city. I don't even know how poltergeists travel. So, are you gonna uproot all of your shit and then find a forest somewhere and then just start living there? Also, we don't really know the mechanics of spirits. What if you get to a forest and it's already completely infested with spirits, and they also can kind of have their own defenses? They might actually be defensive. They might attack you or want to get rid of you as one spirit to another spirit. Who knows how it works? It's a mystery to me at that level. There are theories, and definitely I can tell you about those theories, but just so you know definitively, it's all theory from that level on. Unless we get really a hold of a spirit and really have contact with them on a more everyday basis, we wouldn't be able to tell. And that has happened. If it ever happens with me, I will let you know. Trust me. But there have been cases like that in the past. Like, if I remember correctly, there was a haunting somewhere in Middle America that like, apparently you can still visit to this day. It's just like open to the public, but nobody really gives a fuck. And the idea is that they found out that there was a ghost in their house because they started talking to it, and whenever they asked it questions, it would give them answers in the form of knocks. So let's say it would knock twice for yes and one knock for no, and that was a real thing. Investigators came to the house, and the knocks continued. The fucking, I think even the government came to the house, if I remember correctly. Like, there was like whole news reports on it because it was the most like real ghost haunting that anybody could ever fucking anybody had ever fucking seen. And but you know, again, it's always going to be minimized because not only do people want to take the blue pill, right? People just don't like that type of contact. They take it as something that's scary. But also, it's helpful for the government to actually make sure that nobody knows this shit, because then they have to explain why they aren't making it a big deal. And also, like, the government is a form of control. The whole point of the government is to make us feel safe. It's the government of the land, right? It's almost like an action. It's almost a verb. And the problem with that is if the government has to tell people that they don't know what I don't know what the fuck that is, and I actually have no way of helping you, then it's just chaos. The government is no longer the government anymore. It can't do anything about anything. Can you imagine if there was a problem that you just couldn't solve. Like, that's why people don't want to think about ghosts, because they don't want to think about all the people who are actually suffering from paranormal problems. It's horrifying to think that you yourself might one day move into a random apartment or move into a random house, and there is a literal ghost, or let's say poltergeist, that is trying to get you out of the space. What does that look like? It looks like them trying to scare you, them banging on the door when you least expect it, them even talking and screaming at you. Can you imagine you're in the middle of the night trying to fall asleep, and suddenly something just starts screaming in the room with you, but there's nothing in the room, and it's screaming at the top of its lungs? Not only would that jar you in the moment, it would give you a hard time falling asleep again anytime in the future. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to be so sick and tired that you fucking leave and move out, and then they get the space for themselves for another few months until the next person comes in. Allegorical evidence says that they like to be alone. And that's why there's actually a lot more poltergeist evidence and videos that come from the Middle East. In the Middle East, there's a lot of abandoned and deserted homes and abandoned and deserted places. And it's really easy to find a poltergeist that will interact with you in those places, because that's the exact type of place that they like to chill. Lunchtime, yes. What a flex for the 10-hour stream, right? We almost made it there one time. I forget when, but like almost. We like last stream was actually 6 hours and 40 minutes, including the breaks. And then I think we've done a 7-hour stream. So maybe one day we'll push the envelope. What are you eating, Lauren? What are you eating? You have to think like my stomach and tell me what you're eating. I hope it's something delicious. Oh, Joel's here. Good on you, Joel. Welcome back to the stream. I was talking about how I just lost my phone because the fairies fucking hid it. Yo, people don't believe in fairies, but it's like, it's a real thing. Like, people will just... I was actually just... I'm glad you're here, Joel, even if you're just, like, listening for a moment. Because I was just watching these Reddit posts. Sometimes we watch these Reddit posts. They have, like, all these different comments. Somebody will ask, like, what's the most paranormal thing that has ever happened to you? And people will just tell their stories. And on YouTube, sometimes they compile the best ones that seem the most real. Compile them together, and you can watch them narrated. And one of them I was watching was about somebody who, like, lost their fucking shit. Like, I think it was, I forget what it was that they were saying. It wasn't their keys, and it wasn't their phone. It was, like, an item that they were looking for that had something to do with, like, their grandfather. It was something that was special to them. And it disappeared on them, and then appeared... Oh, you know what it was? It was actually somebody's fucking... Get this, alright? It was a card. It was a credit card. It was a credit card. They had left their house. This is the story, okay? They had left their house, went to the Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, bought something with their credit card. Bought something with their credit card. Went to work, only to find out that their credit card was missing. So obviously they themselves are like, oh fuck, I must have left it, right? So they went to go find it. It was not at the place, it was not at the store that they bought their stuff in. So they were like, alright, well maybe somebody jacked it, right? That really sucks. Somebody jacked it. They get home, and the credit card is waiting for them in their house, in the middle of the floor, in the middle of the room. How does that work? They were saying that it's just like one of the most unexplainable things that has ever happened to them. It's like, oh fuck, that was just, it's fucking Kali. Kali's so fucking creepy. Come on here, Kali. The look, can we clip that? That's like my fucking look at the floor as Kali fucking makes a noise. Come here, Kali. We need to make a spot for you. We should just get a close-up of my face and then just meme it. I was like, ah! Kali is also in the room. It's like a fucking heat wave in New York. I guess it's like everywhere right now. But I have both of the pets in the room because this is the only room that has an air conditioner, and the air conditioner is working at the lowest setting, like the coldest setting, but it's like lukewarm in here. It's like normal temp. Anyway, she scared the crap out of me because she came out the she likes to hide behind the radiator, but that's like there's no grip for her, so she's trying to get out of the radiator, and she's just making fucked up noises, which is very unlike Kali. Usually she's very graceful. Have you been stuck back there, actually, Kali? Is that what it is? You actually couldn't get out of there? She looks embarrassed. Let me see if I can get a shot of her. You look embarrassed, Kali. Did you grab this? I actually want to... Yeah, I just want to be able to see it. Silly. Scared the crap out of me, Kali. You know, for somebody who's talking about, you know, ghosts and stuff like that, believe it or not, usually the creepiest thing in my house is Kali. And myself. Moses is not creepy at all. Moses actually has never scared me ever. The creepiest thing that Moses does is have weird nightmares. He has weird nightmares sometimes. One time when I was in 3826 we were at this, like, I was living with Lauren and my brother in this other house that I was streaming in back in the day when I was streaming on PlayStation. And basically, see, that was weird. I wonder if Joel's home. Did you hear that, bro? Let me check. Now I'm getting all creeped out in my own fucking house. Okay. That's chill as fuck. Okay. It is Joel. Joel's home. Bro, I gotta check. When you're an adult, you have to check yourself. When I was a kid, right? I used to watch these horror movies all the time, and I would be like, oh, why the fuck would you go, right? Like, whatever, like, the horror movie dude, he hears something downstairs, he's like, I'm gonna go check myself. Why would you check yourself? Why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in that danger, right? Well, the answer is that when you're an adult and you have your own fucking place, you're the only defense in the place. So, like, if something is going down, you're literally the only chance of anything good coming out of it. You need to find out what's happening so you can call the cops, or you can fucking lock the door, or like whatever. You're the only one that can confront the issue. That shit's hilarious. As a kid, I never understood it. I thought it was so stupid. And now as an adult, I'm like so horrified by it. Like, sometimes when you hear a noise, you have to go check it yourself. And that sucks. You know what I feel really bad for is security dudes. You know, the guys that like work in malls and shit like that. They have it really rough, especially when the place is haunted, because it's their job description to actually go check it out. That sucks. Okay, that's cool. He's home. I might take a break just to say hi to him, but not yet. I just want to see what I'm doing. Yeah, man, freaking... Anyway, the point is that, like, those entities, they're very physical, and most people don't really want to think about that. They don't want to think about, like, how weird it would be to actually live in a haunted home. And what would you do? You move into the perfect apartment. Oh, man, I found this great apartment. It was the right price range. It was the right amount of rooms. But when you get there, you know, first week seems fine. But on your first weekend there... weird shit starts happening, you know, shit that's completely unexplainable. You know, a lot of people, they make jokes and they say, oh man, I would instantly move out. But I think the horror of the situation is that it's not that instant. Nobody can move out instantaneously. Like, think about it. Think about that. Like, most people literally have nowhere to go. That is your home. Like, if you have family, that's great, but like, your family's not just gonna fucking let you in the middle of the night because of ghosts. Oh man, I gotta come. Sorry guys, I gotta. How would you feel if a bunch of your family that you barely know or you barely talk to, or maybe that you just barely see on a daily basis, except for special occasions, just randomly showed up at your house on a Wednesday because there were ghosts in their house? Like, you might tell them that perhaps it was just their brain playing tricks on them. Why? Because you don't want them living at your house. You don't want them, like, how long are they going to stay there? Indefinitely? Also, you have to tell yourself that, too. Like, if you're actually the family, right? Let's say you do go somewhere else. Let's say you do hang out in somebody else's fucking house for a day or two. Like, how long are you going to hang out there before you realize, I'm paying fucking rent for this other place, or I'm paying mortgage for this other place. All of my shit is there. Literally all of my clothes are there. Shower is there, my food is there, my bed is there, you know what I mean? Eventually, you end up going back to the house, and probably not to move out, probably just to try to chill for a little while longer. Usually people who move out of their haunted houses, it's like months and months of, like, negative experiences. Because not only do they have to move out slowly, they have to find a place that they're moving into. And now they're paranoid, so they're gonna make sure that it's not haunted, right? I don't know. It's a predicament. If you find out that you're in a haunted house, you pretty much have to stay there for, like, however long your lease is, or however long, you know, it takes for you to sell it, or, you know, I don't know. It's pretty shitty. And if you're selling it before you pay off the mortgage, then, like, I don't know, like, how does that work? You know, that's got to be really complicated. So, some things that you don't think about, you know, people are always like, if my house was haunted, I would have fucking sold that shit, or I would have moved out right away, or I would have just left. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Be homeless? You'd rather be homeless in the street than chilling with a fucking annoying entity? It is annoying, and it's horrifying, but I'm saying most people will not want to, but have to batten the hatches and wait it out until they're in a better situation. And I think that's the horror that most people that are skeptics, they just don't want to face that. They don't want to realize that there are real people suffering from some shit like that. There are real people who are, like, dealing with scary experiences over and over again, and they have no way of escaping them. And sometimes they're not going to move out. Sometimes they're poor. What happens if you don't even have enough money to move out? What happens if you're living there because it's your grandma's, apartment that you got from, like, Grandmother Claus, like, and it's like fucking rent stable and it's like super low price? It's like, you can't move out. If you move out, you would have to, like, fucking give up the apartment and the price range that it's at, like, just because of, like, something that most people are not even gonna believe you about. So a lot of times people will actually just have to live with it. And I think, again, the not believing in ghosts basically just makes it easier for people who are not going through it to deal with that. They'll be like, oh no, a ghost is not real, like, that's just never happens, that's in the movies, it just never happens, it doesn't happen, it's in the movies, you know what I mean? It's like, sorry that I'm just running. Sometimes I use the Nightmare in Bloodborne to just pace. I'll just pace in the game, and it'll make me feel like a little more streamlined thoughts. What are we gonna do now? I was gonna do some PvP because we're kind of at a decent level, but also we can just go through Yahargul. We can try to get to the end of the game or whatever. Let's take a look around. Yeah, you gotta make friends with the ghost. That's a good point. The reason that she's right is because there's allegorical evidence to say that is true. Like, in ancient tribes, it was the job of the shaman to understand the needs of the people and the spirits in the area. And the reason for that is because by understanding the needs of the spirits, you were able to provide them with something that would ease their tension. And by easing their tension and creating a symbiosis, you have a higher chance of them actually being more docile and actually even helpful. That's where you get the mythology of guardian spirits of a certain area or whatever. I wonder what that item is. Yeah, it's really crazy. Because if you think about it that way, then everybody's doing it wrong, right? We're just ignoring people that are going through serious problems with spirits. And then we're also ignoring the spirits. Like, even the people who are there going through the problem, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And so they're just being scared. And they're never figuring out exactly how to communicate with these spirits. And they're never figuring out, like, oh, if I leave the spirit, like, a little offering, or if I just, like, speak kindly to it, you know, or if I, you know, then actually, like, it will be eased. It would actually feel better, and it wouldn't make so much ruckus. A lot of times these spirits, these people, they'll be in a haunted house, right? But they're raised purely Christian. So they start fucking raising a fucking crucifix, running around the house, telling the spirit to get the fuck out. How would you feel if something started chasing you around the house, telling you to get the fuck out? And what if it doesn't even work, right? Like, crucifix is just a fucking piece of wood, honestly. Like, the only reason it would have any type of property is if it was blessed by a priest, or it was blessed by somebody who knows magic, who knows how to imbue it with energy. So, it's just a piece of wood. So, imagine you're immortal, nothing can hurt you, and nothing can even see you or touch you. And you're trying to tell these people that this is your house and that they need to leave. And they can't understand you. And they're scared of you. And you're like, fine, if you're scared of me, then I'm going to make myself more fucking scary so that you can leave, so that you can get the message of what I'm trying to say. And then imagine that their response to that is actually to fucking try to attack you back. But in a stupid way. They try to attack you back by, like, picking up a piece of wood and then running around the house screaming obscenities at you. Like, you'd just be like, bro, like, that did absolutely nothing but worsen your situation. Because now I'm pissed off and I kind of hate you more now and I think that you're stupid. And so I'm just gonna fucking make it way scarier because I fucking have all day. I don't need to sleep. I'm immortal. And it's easy to scare humans. It is very easy to scare humans. We have no idea what the fuck is up. If something, oh, I heard a knock. Oh, oh. It's like extremely easy to scare a human being. You know what I mean? And so they take that very personally. Think of some spirits as like being almost petty. You want to cater to their pettiness. Be nice to them. Treat them kindly. Stroke their ego. Tell them that they're powerful and that maybe they can help protect you. Stuff like that tends to work and go down really well with spirits, to be honest. They tend to like that type of energy. What the fuck is that? Going back now? No, this is actually where I need to go. I think. What the heck are those? Ugh. There's a boss battle around here, I know it. I know it. I just want to see what's in the area. I almost... Oh, look, it's a shortcut of some kind. Shortcut? Or maybe it's not a shortcut. Looks like one. Oh, it is. I have no idea anymore. I'm unfamiliar with this area. It's probably a good place to PvP, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, we're back here? Oh, okay. That's cool. That makes it linear. I see. NBD. Anyway, that's my rant about spirits. Some spirits are good, some spirits are chill. But don't take for granted the fact that you live in a place where the spirits that are with you are chill. Because that's the truth of the matter, is that, like, that's all that it is. If you live in a place where you've never experienced any haunted phenomena, it's because the spirits around you are chill. There definitely are spirits around you. You have to think about all the thousands and thousands and thousands and the millions, the billions, billions upon billions of people that have died in the past. The number of people that have died is much greater than the number of people that are alive at any moment in time. Because the number of people that are alive kind of shifts. You know, let's say it's growing, that's fine, but it shifts. It might go up, it might go down, you get what I'm saying? Meanwhile, the people who are dead, that list just grows. So, there's people who've been dying for thousands and thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years. Before the house that you were living in, or the home that you were living in, was ever built, people were dying. So, there are so many chances for spirits to manifest and to chill at different layers and different time periods of the ether, or whatever the heck it's like in the astral realm, in the fourth dimension or whatever, that you have to assume that there definitely is spirits in your house. There definitely is spirits. And then on top of that, I was just talking about dead people. I just went on a whole rant about non-physical entities. So, you know, dead people is one thing, and then there's also literal, like, non-physical entities. Could be parasites, could be pixies, could be, you know, fairies. It could be, I don't know. Who else knows what else is out there? You know, all the other allegorical spirit species that are out there. Is this the place where the One Reborn is? No, I think there's... Is it? Is it? Ew. Don't shoot me from mad deep. It's terrible. Oh my god, I can't. So what that means is that it's just like the real world. When you know, just the same way, sometimes you get a mouse problem. Sometimes you get a spirit problem. It's not always a problem. Just the same way, like, flies come into your window, or a random ladybug will fly into your house, or a mosquito will be bugging you at nighttime. That's just the way life is. In life, there's no real foolproof way to guard against, you know, nature. And spirits are part of nature. So throughout your life, believe it or not, like, spirits come and go into your home all the time. And if you have lived a life without paranormal activity, then most of those spirits have been chill. Perhaps your home is not necessarily the hub for spirits. And that's pretty good. But, you know, again, the psychic environment is random. Because most people don't know how to cleanse an environment. And most people don't know how to cleanse their own thoughts. So they themselves are exuding all sorts of different energies on different days that can affect the atmosphere. And therefore attract certain undesirable results. Just like if you don't take out the trash for too long, sometimes you get a roach. You know, if you don't clean your dishes too much, you might get mice, because they can smell the food, you know? Well, what if you don't know how to clean dishes? What if you literally don't know how to clean your psychic space? Then, you know, there's really no way of fixing the problem. And so I would say most of America has that. Most of America doesn't really know what to do. They don't know how to, like, cleanse the space. Half of America is skeptical against stuff like that. Doesn't even really believe that, like, they treat holistic healing as, like, stupidity. It's almost like a bygone idea that is, like, not even worth taking into account. They call it hippie shit. Or, like, you know, oh, you're, like, one of those new age people. That's the new thing. It's like, new age is almost like a slur term. You know, it's like, oh, I guess you're new age. It's like, yes. You know what I mean? What is this? I don't know what this is. What am I doing here? I'm teleporting. Where did it teleport me? Somewhere else. Christian hated that. Where the heck am I? It just completely displaced me. Wow. Well, at least I get to kill this thing. Oh, chunk. That's awesome, actually. It's actually very good. Whoa, my brother's like cooking bacon or something. It's smelling crazy. I'm gonna go say hi to him in a second. But anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying the talk. Even if you don't really buy into the whole spirit thing, just take it with a grain of salt. It's just red pill thinking. This is coming from someone who heartily believes in it through experience and through his own practices. Quite literally, like my own sorcery has brought me closer to spirits than most people. What the heck is this? Some type of a elevator. Alright, I'm going back. Hopefully it'll displace me back. Yeah, man. So, there's a lot of chances for... And then another thing is, like, again, it's like sometimes a fly comes in through your window, right? But every once in a blue moon, right? A bee comes in, right? Or a wasp. Get what I'm saying? And, you know, we all have been through that. Every single one of us has been through that. If you haven't been through it yet, it will happen eventually. Like, sometimes something comes in through your window that you didn't really want to come in. It's not the worst thing in the world, but, like, it's kind of annoying until they leave. And so sometimes that happens with spirits. Sometimes a spirit will come through your house, and if you're oblivious to ghost stuff, if you're oblivious to the paranormal, then you're just going to feel like, why do I feel so negative? I've been feeling so negative this week, and I feel really tense, and at nighttime, things get really scary. It feels like the atmosphere is different. And it kind of feels like weird shit has been happening, you know? And that's all just not knowing how to diagnose the problem. Sometimes it really is just a weird spirit came into your house, started fucking some shit up, and then maybe it left because it didn't find anything of use, you know? Same way a wasp or a bee will come into your house, and then they'll spend 3 hours trying to look for the exit, to be honest. They're not trying to stay there for long. And so, but again, for most of the year, right, we don't really go through stuff like that. Most of the year, at most, what comes in through your window is a fly, or a mosquito, or a gnat. And if you know what to do, like if you know in real life, like, oh yeah, I'll just buy a screen and just leave the screen on, then, you know, you can protect yourself a little bit from that type of stuff. But sometimes stuff gets in, right? Like sometimes you have a screen and somehow a gnat still comes into your house somehow. Like, how did it get in if we have a screen? And it's like, it found a way. Next up, when I'm dying. I wonder where I was leading. It's probably the main way anyway. It's not a big deal. I'll get back there. But don't you love it when you're about to kill something? You're like, oh, I almost got it. That was what was happening last night. Yesterday I was playing a lot of Bloodborne to try to beef up my character for PvP. And I was trying to beat Ludwig in the DLC. And we got him to like 1% health. And then he like caught me in a corner with like lava, and I died. I was like, damn. Why? Come, Gully. What are you doing down there? So creepy. Kali's creepy. I just see like this little face, you know, looking at me. She's hilarious. She looks like a little sphinx sometimes. Moses, you want to go hang out with Joel? Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, get myself something to eat real quick, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Somebody, Mago's here. Yay, Mago. We love random portals. We do. I'll talk about that when I get back more. Probably some of my experiences, and also maybe like some things that you can do to get over it. It's just fun for me to talk about paranormal stuff because it's so relevant in my personal life. Plus, it fits the stream. It's that red pill stuff that we really need. That special sauce. All right, I'll be right back. Just give me a second. I'm gonna actually put you guys on the riddle of the day. Riddle of the Sphinx.
Mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Thy will be done. Amen. This day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our religion and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Help us. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. Help us to rededicate ourselves in renewed faith. Amen. Give us strength to redouble the contributions we make in the physical, to impart our courage unto fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. We shall prevail over the unholy forces of our enemy, that will spell a sure peace, a peace invulnerable to the schemings of unworthy men. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Live in freedom. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Thy will be done. Amen. This day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our religion and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Help us. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. Help us to rededicate ourselves in renewed faith. Amen. Give us strength to redouble the contributions we make in the physical, to impart our courage unto fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. We shall prevail over the unholy forces of our enemy. That will spell a sure peace. A peace invulnerable to the schemings of unworthy men. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Live in freedom. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Thy will be done. Amen. This day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our religion and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Help us. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. Help us to rededicate ourselves in renewed faith. Amen. Give us strength to redouble the contributions we make in the physical, to impart our courage unto let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Thy will in prayer. Thy will be done. Amen. This day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our religion and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Help us. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. Help us to rededicate ourselves in renewed faith. Amen. Give us strength to redouble the contributions we make in the physical, to impart our courage unto fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers. Let our hearts be stout. Thy will be done. Amen. We shall prevail over the unholy forces of our enemy. Let our hearts...
God, dude. So I took a long time, right? That was mostly because I was just chilling with my brother, and he was telling me this long ass story about how he had to he was basically telling me the story about how his girlfriend's cat died, and it was so intense and crazy that I just had to I had to sit and listen to it and just interact with it. It was so weird. It was it's very strange. He had told me that her cat had died earlier this week, but I had so many questions because I was like, how, there's questions to that, morbid questions, but questions, and it turns out that it was way worse than I thought it was, because I was like, oh, did you wake up to a dead body? How does losing your pet go usually? You wake up to a dead body. Do they start? Turns out it was literally dying in front of them, and they watched it die, and he got to meditate and om during the transitional period. It's very amazing. So I'm not going to get into it that much, but that break was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, just because I felt like that conversation required a good moment. It's really intense. It's definitely a sad experience, but only in the fact that we're going to miss them, and the fact that their body tends to go through pain at the end, but in reality, I was telling Joel, it's like a butterfly. Butterflies are the greatest metaphor and the greatest example of the high-end metamorphosis of death. When a caterpillar goes into the shell of when a caterpie turns into a metapod, that metapod, inside the metapod, there's just a liquid in there. So in a way, the caterpillar dissolves its entire body into liquid. It dies. So to the caterpillar, it must seem horrifying. It must seem like a horrifying experience. But little does it know that the horrifying experience of death to a caterpillar and the chrysalis, and it's a transformational period where slowly you're going to transform into a butterfly, which is a completely different species on a structural basis. They've examined the cells of a butterfly and the cells of a caterpillar, and they're completely different. It's almost as if something new completely materializes out of the goop. So stuff like that is completely incomprehensible to the caterpillar, and so death is incomprehensible to human beings. And since it's incomprehensible to human beings, it's kind of scary. I would be scared if I had to go into a fucking cocoon and I knew for a fact that I would not come out human. I would come out something else. My body was going to liquefy and completely keep liquefying until it was just liquid for a month. And then during that month, slowly I would grow into a fucking weird-ass crazy being. That's what makes it morbid. That's what makes everybody so sad and afraid of it, is the fear of, well, we really don't know what we're transforming into. We don't really know what happens when this body starts to decay and die and let go of reality. And when it starts, and your spirit moves on. But if you really think about it that way, it's actually a time to, I guess, celebrate, because it's actually just the beginning of a new journey for that person. Especially if you believe that their consciousness goes on after death. It's actually like a fucking graduation. It's actually a moment where all of the physical worries of the body get let go. and the new life that you have as a spirit form, or whatever it's like, whether you reincarnate, whether you stay behind, whether you like move on, or you meet your loved ones, or you go to heaven. There's a bunch of theories on that. I don't really talk about it on the channel too much because that's like deep spirituality, where you're talking about like theories of after death. It's kind of morbid and dark. And not everyone goes to Twitch to talk about death, but I think what I'm trying to say is that it's both a sad period, but it can also be a celebratory period of like, that cat has been released from its physical form, and our physical form is the most faulty, you know. It has the most problems. So when it gets released, it's actually more powerful than it's ever been. Kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars series, where he's like, if you take me down, I will be more powerful than you can ever imagine. That's true. When you become a spirit, you're limitless. You're just thought. So that cat now has a chance to turn into some crazy, awesome, Ghibli level guardian spirit or some shit like that, you know. And that's a charming idea. The idea that, you know, death is really just a caterpillar chrysalis, and actually you become something much more beautiful and much more powerful when you get past it. I feel like not enough of our philosophies think about it that way. We tend to supplement that with like heaven or hell. I think if we looked at it that way, you know, nobody wants to look at it that way, because then they'll be like, oh, but like, wouldn't people like start to look forward to death then? And it's like, isn't that kind of what they're already doing with like heaven? Like, you have a fucking paradise that you're gonna get to, and that paradise is 10 million times better than here. Why would you not want to die? Like, the point is that everybody has like I don't think it's gonna make people want to die more or less. I think everybody has an instinct to live, and I think that's because there's a reason why we're here. And when you're ready to evolve, your body starts to go through a metamorphosis where it does what's necessary for your spirit to let go. So, in a lot of ways that can be sad, but in a lot of ways it can be neutral. It's just a transitionary process. It's like graduation. So, really sad, but like, it was a very interesting story. I gotta tell you, I wouldn't even have spent that much time on it if it wasn't like the most fucking interesting thing, dude. The most important part of it to me was like the fact that he got to like actually meditate and om during the actual moment that the cat died. Her name was Princess. So if I say Princess, that's who I'm talking about. It's very interesting. It's almost as if his ohms were the very thing that like sent it off, you know? It's very interesting. Let me check the chat. I'm like over here just chilling, but let me just... Yeah, man, we're back. You guys are watching? Who's fucking on? Megan's still on. We have random portals. No, she's like maybe just watching haphazardly. Lauren's probably still on. Rip. She's laying on the ground with the ripped stone. Definitely. Energy conservation notice. If only I could conserve energy in order to stream, but I cannot. I've got like 8 things on right now. I got the iPad charging. I've got the fucking, but if there's a blackout and everything goes out, I'm sure you'll know. If the stream turns off, it's because there was a blackout. And if there was a blackout, then you trust me, I would stream it if I could, but I can't. If there's a blackout, then I'm just gonna like fucking paint something or something. I'll start lighting candles or some shit. Yeah, man. It's really crazy. I kind of think about it sometimes because I'm like, oh, what if Moses dies? Or what if one of us dies? Like, I think death is kind of a thing. Sounds really morbid, but it's actually the major. It's the major. What do you call that? It's kind of like what sets us apart from other animals. As a human being, we actually can recognize death, so it becomes the major problem, or the major topic for humans. And we kind of spend most of our lives avoiding it. But like, there's several beliefs that kind of say, like, if you stare it down the barrel, and you think about it more often, you actually come to peace with it. For example, we've all heard of the phrase memento mori, right? That's Latin for remember your death. Remember your death. It helps you live a more fulfilled life when you know that you've really only got that much time here. You know, I feel like a lot of times in present day, we are way more disconnected from the idea of death than we have ever been. You know, in ancient times, it was really rough. It was hard to live, and so you were constantly surrounded by death. Sometimes people died all over the place. Sometimes you had a baby, and the baby would just die because it's cold. You know what I mean? Like, or your wife would die because there's like no fucking medical attention to stop her from dying from having a baby. And so basically, you pretty much always had to live your life with your heart on the sleeve, kind of like ready. Anything could happen, you know? You could just get sick from a fever, and a fever could kill you. So there was this ever-presence of it. There was like an ever-presence of death. And so back then, you know, you had to confront it in your mind, and you had to come to terms with it. And in a lot of ways, that was healthy for us, because what we ended up doing back in the day was we found cool ways to deal with it, actually. Like, for example, there's like the whole warrior mentality. Like, the idea that, like, Vikings had it, right? But also Roman soldiers had it, and Spartans had it, and soldiers of, like, Greek armies had it, and other such warrior mentalities. The warrior mentality is that it's good to die fighting for something that you believe in. Why? Because you're going to die anyway. Oh, don't think about that. Don't look at it that way. Well, that's kind of running away from the fact, right? Like, the fact that you're going to die anyway. I think it really sucks. My great-grandfather, he actually died. Some people were trying to rob him in the street. He beat the crap out of them. He beat the crap out of them so hard that they shot him. Because they were scared for their lives. And he died. And I was thinking about that the other day, because I was like, you know, that's kind of sad. I never really knew him, so just so you know, it's not really like, you know, something that's really big on my mind. I just happen to know that that's how my great-grandfather died. My father knew him, so he would tell me stories. But my dad always treated it as something bad. He was always like, oh man, if only he had not fought those dudes, you know, just give them the money and stuff like that. Just like, do, you know. And I used to believe that for a long time too. Because it's like, yeah, you gotta preserve your life. But I don't think that's what the ancient Greeks would have said, and I don't think that's what the ancients in general would have said. The ancients would have said that when you die for something that you believe in, that it should be honored. It should be honored, and it's better to die for something that you believe in, because it's kind of boring to die like a painful death from sickness. Like, if you get to the old age, you're gonna die a painful death of sickness. Slowly, your decrepit body stops working, and you can't even eat anymore, and you die from like some. It sounds terrible, right? So compared to that, you know, dying in the heat of battle, like these Roman soldiers would think of, you know, is actually quicker. It's cooler. Your family's gonna be kind of proud of you because you were so brave. You know, that's the way they looked at it back then. We don't really look at things like that now, you know? We look at it as, like, preserve your life no matter what. If somebody robs you, give them all your money. And I do suggest it, by the way. I don't think that money is worth more than your life. But I do think that humans should have the right to say that they're willing to die for something. I don't think that it's a good idea. For example, using my own example, I don't think it's fair to judge my great-grandfather for the way that he decided to die. I don't think that's fair. If anything, we should be celebrating the fact that he was so brave and such a badass. I don't think it's fair to be like, oh, isn't it sad that he, like, actually fought for his rights? Like, no, dude. Some people robbed him, and he said, fuck you. If you want to rob me, you're going to have to literally murder me. Because fuck you. That's fucking awesome. Maybe it's not my choice. Maybe it's not something that I would do. Maybe it's not something that you would do. But that's the reason why it's awesome. It actually makes him look cooler. It actually made him more powerful. Does that mean that I think that you should go out and find a reason to die? No, definitely not what I'm saying, you know? But what I'm trying to say is, if, you know, our current way of living stops us from being heroic, there's no heroes anymore. Because nobody runs into a burning building to save the babies. You know what I mean? You wait for the firefighters. Wait for the firefighters. Oh, firefighters took 10 minutes because they were stuck in traffic. Babies died. Why? Why is it going to be that way? You know? It should be considered heroic that somebody goes in there and tries to save them. And same thing with every situation. With soldiers that sign up for the military, with fucking, you know, people, anybody who's in, like, fucking a situation where they are willing to put themselves in danger, they should be held to high esteem if that's the way that they die. Why? Because it's fucking brave. It's fucking, and it's exemplary. It's something that is inspiring. We have to stop avoiding death in our daily lives because it's actually part of life. It's actually part of life. We have to figure out how we feel about death in general. Each and every one of you guys that's listening as well. I'm sure that some of you listening to this is probably giving you a hard time. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's a scary topic because it's the unknown. But, you know, in a lot of ways... Yeah, I know it's on my face. Don't worry. I know. I'll move it over now, though, because I started the boss fight. But thank you, Lauren. In a lot of ways... hold on. Let me pull this shit up. Streamlabs. Thank you, Lauren. That was a good reminder, anyway. So in a lot of ways, I don't know. That's the way that I think about death. It's still confusing. I definitely don't know anything about death, you know, but as I go through it, you know, there's like a letting go. Definitely what I've learned from like shroom trips and from my own, like, it's that like every time you take shrooms and stuff, it's like a little death because you start to get paranoid and scared that you may have just, you know, fucking poisoned yourself or some shit. And the only way to enjoy your trip is if you just accept that you're gonna die and just relax into it. And I think that's a fucking great example of what humans have a hard time doing. We live our entire lives not being able to accept that we're gonna die one day. If we just accepted it and we just let it go and just enjoyed the ride, we would actually have a much more stress-free life, and when death actually came, we would be very ready for it. We would be ready for it, and we'd be thinking about it the right way. And when other people die around us, we wouldn't be so hurt or so horrified. You get what I'm saying? We would have a way of thinking about it that is pleasing to us. And I think that changes for the individual, whether you believe in heaven or you believe in, you know, whatever you believe in. If it helps to get a magnifying glass on our human condition, which is knowledge of death, then yeah, like it's a possibly a good thing. That's the beauty of human spirituality in all of its forms, is that it's just trying to get to grips with the major problem of spirituality, or the major problem of the human condition, which is that we know that we're gonna die. There's almost no other animal that knows that it's gonna die the way that we do. So it's a very particularly human thing to know that death is an inevitability. That doesn't mean that you like need to become morbid, but it's more like if you have a hard time talking about death, perhaps, you know, ask yourself what you believe about it. What do you think about it? You know? Do you think that death is a bad thing? It's sad when somebody has to go before their time, but how do we know what is the right time for any particular person? See what I'm saying? And how do we know what's the right way to live one's life? Some things to think about. How do we know that death is a bad thing? How do we know that it's a sad thing to lose someone before their time? What if death only turns them into something way better and way more powerful? Then it wouldn't be a bad thing at all. If they died before their time, they actually graduated faster than everyone else. They were like, you know, on the fast track or whatever. I don't know how you put that. How do you beat this guy, man? I forget. I think you have to kill those other dudes, because if I remember correctly, they'll just keep shooting shit at you. Anyway, enough about death, because we're already gonna be playing fucking Bloodborne and dying a bunch of times. That's just my rant, because that's just what was on my mind. I mean, what the fuck? I heard that whole cat story. I'm thinking about Moses. I'm thinking about Kali. These are my pets. And I think about myself, and I think about my fiance, and I think about my brother, you know? And it's like, what are you gonna do when your family members die? What are you gonna do when you are dying? Are you just gonna, like, panic? Are you going to, like, you know, is it really sad? Or is there a way that we can die gracefully as human beings? Is there a way that we can deal with death in a graceful way? I don't know. Something I think about. I'll get to that other side. I'll just run across. But anyway, it's sad to think about. Just because it's sad to lose, it's sad to lose your friends. It's sad to miss them and to be reminded that we're kind of alone in our experiences. I think that's why death becomes sad. What was that fucking bell person that was shooting at me? There they are. I missed them. Yeah, thanks, Megan. I kept going to find her, and I guess I just was running straight past her. Why do I have, like, no blood box? She's here. Fuck you, bitch. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Why do I have, like, no blood box? That's not cool. Oh, look, here's one. Fuck you. Why are you here? Oh god. Oh god. That's interesting. Okay. I don't think I've ever had a problem with this boss fight before. But you never know. It might take a couple tries. Oh. This is one of the easiest walkthroughs. Oh, but it killed me! Look at that, dude! Oh, no! That's okay. Honestly, like, it's probably better if we go back with, like, full health files. I remember where I lost the health files. It's because I was fighting all of those mini creatures early on. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, man, it actually kind of goes along with what I was talking about before. Because it's like, if you think about death, then if inevitably you get to the concept of, like, the afterlife. You get to the concept of, like, spirits and, like, ghosts and paranormal stuff. They kind of go hand in hand. A lot of a lot of shamans would come off as morbid, to be honest, to most people. So there you go, bro. The topic matches the skirt matches the drapes. Is that looking good? The skirt, I'm sorry, the correct phrase is the curtains match the drapes, but in this case, it's the video game matches the topic. No, 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 don't shoot me. You know what else is another thing? Just on a side note, I think a big reason why people get really fucked up about death is because we try to make ourselves very important. And I think back in like medieval times, like everybody was very aware of how not important they were. Like, and so it was actually just seen as a blessing to be able to live a chill life and just kind of, you know, live your life and do your shit. Nobody expected to become anything great. Nobody expected to become president of the United States or anything like that. They're just like, oh, I'm just glad to have my wife, glad to have my children, you know, and I'm glad to, you know, just, you know, have someone that can take care of me if I get sick, you know, or take care of me if things get worse comes to worse. I'm just gonna run past these dudes. Fuck you guys, bro. You guys are trash. Nowadays, everybody's like, man, well, like, what did I really do with my life, you know? And it's like, no, dude. Trust me, your life is chill. Just the same way a dog's life is chill. A dog just lives, and then it does its thing, and then it dies one day. There's a peacefulness in it. There's a grace in it. Simplicity, even, you know? Oh my god, bro. Why are these guys so fucking... Alright. It's fine. I just want to get there with a little bit more than... Like, at least 15 blood vials. If I have 15 blood vials, I think I would definitely... Oh my god, dude. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Jesus Christ. Alright, one under, but that's fine. That's fine. There's a lady here somewhere. I don't know. Oh my god, dude. Come on. Come on. Whack. Oh my god. Blood vial? No. Bullets. I don't really need bullets right now. After this, I want to see if I can do some PvP, but we'll see. We're probably a little under level. The correct level is to be like 125, let's say. At least 100. But maybe we'll beat somebody who's just playing. We'll just cause some mischief. Act like a beast. Hey, dude. I gotta kill your girlfriend. Your harem over here. wonder what was happening there. I know that he sends like a special move that rains down bones and shit on you, but I felt like I was dodging, so it kind of felt more like I was cursed or something. Whatever. This is still one of the simplest bosses. He's just meant to look intimidating because he's ugly. Fuck him for being ugly. We're gonna send him to the next one. Am I right? That's right. Start his metamorphosis, right? Let's turn this fucking ugly ass caterpillar into a butterfly. Let's get that on. Alright, let's move forward. The reason that I haven't been doing PvP yet is, again, because I am trying to level my character. And when we're doing PvP, it's going to be mostly just for fun. We're not really going to get that many souls from it. I wish there was a set number of souls that PvPing would give you. That would be sick. But you only get the souls that, oh my god, dude, this area. You basically only get the souls that any hunter has on them. Megan goes, this guy's noises are sick. Yeah. That's what I mean when I say, like, they try to make him really intimidating. They try to make him, like, really, like... They try to scare you away a little bit. Because you don't even know what you're looking at. So you're like, where is the safe place to hit him? And the answer is everywhere. It is okay to hit him at any spot. Because he is pretty much dangerous all over the place. Oh, I got you this time, bitch. Bro! He really doesn't like it when you kill his girlfriends. As you should. If you're a good boyfriend, you should care. Just peeped out. He's gonna hit me with the blood sauce. Like, bro, that just makes me angry. He's got a leg hand. Like, fuck you with a leg hand. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I gotta make that happen again. That was massive damage. What? I'm dead! No! No! Is he emanating something? Is that what it is? He's like emanating some type of sauce? Maybe it's just that he's destroying me. I don't know. Oh, you had to walk away? I basically just like dug myself my own grave by talking about morbid death for about like 30 minutes on Twitch. So, you know, I lost like, you know, like a bunch of viewers or whatever. I don't know. I didn't check, but I gotta assume that nobody wanted to listen to that shit. And then I started the boss, and I lost twice. So, that's what you missed. Oh wait, did you tell me what you ate? What did you eat? Fuck you! Holy shit. You guys just want to get clobbered, huh? You really want to die. Okay. What did you put his face back on? The screen is still... Megan said, she said, what are you doing? Like, oh, like, Laura was like, changed to the game screen. And Megan saw the One Reborn and she was like, fuck that shit. Arguably the most disgusting boss in the entire game. What did you eat? Rest in peace, princess. Saw that, and that is true. Portals, didn't have any more ghost encounters until we started living together. Yeah, so what does that tell you about me? Abrahadabra up in this bitch. Here's Abrahadabra back to everybody who's involved with Abrahadabra. Thank you very much. Hold on. Okay. I can't go back this far. I don't think you ever did tell me that what you ate. Did you eat anything? You better have ate something. Or else I'm not gonna eat anything. If you didn't eat lunch, I'm not gonna eat anything until you get home. That's how I do it up in here, Gandhi style. Who's that other? There was like a feminist leader who also did that, where like they put her in jail for protesting, and then she just told them that she wasn't gonna eat. She was like, I'm not gonna eat until women's suffrage happens. And like she didn't, or something like that. Don't kill me. Why are you going so fast? Is that a random? I don't need that. I don't need it. What I need to do is stop being so fucking greedy. Oh my god. You know, I have a lot of fun doing the co-op in this game. What makes me sad though is that I usually don't do it on stream. And the reason is because sometimes it takes a couple minutes to actually get somebody to help out. And I don't like to like waste, if I'm gonna waste time, like I want to know for a fact that I'm gonna get some co-op. So sometimes we'll like go into the Hunter's Bell, but to do that I need Lauren around. Otherwise I'm gonna have to like go on Reddit on the stream or some shit like that. It's like, that's whack. So just so you know, I'm not embarrassed about like co-oping. It's really more just like, now that the game is kind of old, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get a random co-op. So you got to go to other methods, and it becomes a long process. But it becomes a guaranteed win basically, and it's too bad because those are so fun. Like, trying to beat these bosses with these other really skillful Bloodborne players, so it's a learning experience. But also, it's just like satisfying when you finally get the boss. Fuck you, bro. You know, watch out for this fucking... I don't know. Whatever he hits me with, I don't know what it is. Is it that? That seems like a one-hit KO type of thing. Oh, he's down. That's such a good opportunity. Oh, he did it again. I'm trapped. Oh, I'm gonna back it up. I don't want to die. Oh, this is really good. Look at my beast meter. It's like all the way fucking up, dude. So in Beasthood, the higher the beast meter, the more damage it is. Please don't kill me. I want him to kill me. Okay, I'm going in. I don't really care that you're kicking. Oh, this is it. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. I hate that boss. I hate that boss because, for all the right reasons though, for all the wrong reasons, depending on who you are. I hate it because it's so easy, and yet so ugly. So fucking ugly. They could have designed it better. They could have designed it better. It's ugly. There's a reason why it's like that, and that's totally cool, I get it. And actually, it's very interesting, because it's supposed to be a very powerful boss. But then why make it so easy? Like, ugh. I hate that boss. It's basically, it's very gimmicky. But I actually kind of love it. I both love and hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with that boss. Because It's very Dark Soulsy. It's a very Dark Souls-like boss. So this is the Choir of Mensis, where a bunch of heretics were trying to summon down a great one, and they all had this helmet thing going on. Is this another? Can I kill Rom now? How do I kill this guy? Do I kill him now? Yes, I do. Fuck you, bro. Coming for you. Actually, we're at the end of the game. Oh no. Never mind. GG, thanks guys. Yes. That was pretty good, right? It's fun to watch a victory. And as usual, I want you guys to keep in mind that there's no way of knowing whether it wasn't your energy itself that helped me win. I mean, God knows, I was trying to beat Rom last night, and it must have been like fucking literally, like, I must have tried like 10 times, and I could not beat this boss. It was only after I was like frustrated that Lauren was like, just co-op, dude, you're not playing the game correctly, like, go get some co-op. And I was like, man, I don't want to get co-op. I don't want to get co-op. I've been playing this game for like years. I should be able to beat this boss without co-op. She was like, you can, but you're just, you know, you're pissing yourself off. And I was like, you're right, you're right. Get away from me, bro. That's not funny, dude. Okay, so I'm going to take these souls, and I'm going to cash out real quick. But I just don't see a lamp. So let's just go back. Let's just go back. Ugo. Or Ugo. Ugo. Did I pick up my echoes from the boss room? Did I lose my echoes? Fuck. How many echoes did I fucking lose? I don't think so. I don't know. I'm just gonna spend these real quick.
Welcome. What is it?
And then I'll check.
Very well. Let me.
One level up. Thank you very much. What do I want to put it into? Strength, probably. Or endurance. Vitality. That's the safest place. Yo, I wanted to show you guys something. This is really cool thing that we discovered. So if you were a Bloodborne player, you can utilize this. And if you message me on the Discord or whatever, or even just like copy it down right now, you'll be able to use it yourself. So basically, in the Chalice dungeons, once you unlock the Chalice dungeons, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Just ignore me until I start driveling stuff that you understand again. When you get to the Chalice dungeons, you can input codes, and if you input the codes, you don't even need some of the ritual items to summon it. So you can just throw down a code and it'll pull it up for you, and then you can go into that Chalice dungeon. And in some Chalice dungeons, you can get to some place that is very over leveled for you, like we were doing earlier in the stream. And that's good because even though it's hard, you can beat one of the enemies there and get a bunch of souls. But Lauren found something better. She found a Chalice glyph where when you enter into the Chalice glyph, because of bad placement or bad random generation or whatever, some kind of enemy dies that gives you 40,000 blood echoes. And so it becomes one of the easiest ways to farm blood echoes in the entire game and level up your character. So basically the idea is you spawn here, you walk in like this, and then this random thing over there in the distance starts dying. And eventually it dies. And you get 30,000 souls. So that's kind of like almost the same amount that we just got from that One Reborn boss fight. So you're getting boss level blood echoes every like 20 seconds. Like, I can go back in. And so I was like, even though this is kind of cheesy and cheap, I'm sure that no one's gonna complain like about its existence. Like, it's extremely useful. So if you want a new build, all you gotta do is get up to the Bloodstarved Beast or some shit, which you can just like co-op somebody with, and then you can just throw in this Chalice dungeon and freaking go to town, basically. Is this not broken? This is the most broken thing. You get 40,000 blood echoes every single time that you spawn in here. I wouldn't blame anyone for using this method. You know why? Because late game, as you can see, sometimes you beat a boss and you only get one level up. Like, it's really hard to level your character later in the game, so it becomes a very viable way of leveling your character. Now, let's say you have Bloodborne and you want to try this out, and you're like, Christian, that's mind-blowing, amazing. Just click on this video once I'm done, if I'm not streaming by the time you get home or whatever, and rewind, and you'll see all the way in the bottom right, it says Chalice Glyph, and then it says ENV5RAMQ. So you go to an empty one, like, I'll show you an empty one. This is the last empty one that I have. You go to an empty one, it asks you these three things. You put search by Chalice Glyph, and then you just type that exact code in, and it will open up for you. You can go in, and you can get your 40,000 souls. If you use the moon rune, it'll give you more souls. Yeah, right, that's mad good, right? Now, leveling up is one thing, right? But what I find this extremely, extremely fucking good for is, for me, I don't know if you saw me last stream, but I had to like stop everything every couple seconds just to grind for more fucking blood vials. Because that's the only way to get healing, is to grind for more blood vials. So this becomes an amazingly easy way. You just go in there once and you can get like 30 blood vials. Blood vials are no longer a problem. It takes away a huge amount of tediousness from the game. But it also takes away a lot of the challenge. So if you're one of those types of people that really loves a challenge, maybe don't do it. Maybe do it for like a particular profile that you're just trying to power level real quick. I don't know. It's up to you. For me, I already beat the game. I already got the platinum. I'm not trying to like see everything there is to see. I have seen much of it, honestly. I'm trying to explore, have fun, and the truth of the matter is, actually, I have 2 more builds planned. So I was just trying to finish the builds and get them up to par as quickly as possible, because I want to move on to make a Vile Blood build, and I want to move on to make. I wanted to try like the Executioner build. But I have a feeling that that's just going to be very similar to like the Arcane character, so we'll see.
Welcome. What is it here? Very well, let me.
See, that in and of itself, it took a couple seconds, like a couple minutes, 2 minutes, and I already amassed a huge amount of blood echoes, way more than just that one boss fight. That's one of the things I love about Bloodborne, you know? Every game is a little bit different. What I like about Dark Souls is, honestly, the online is actually much stronger. It's much stronger. But with Bloodborne, you've got these Chalice rituals. You can really, like, find shortcuts around the game with the Chalice rituals. It's really amazing. Nice, we made it to 3 hours. Oh man, I gotta stretch. You know, to be fair though, like 45 minutes of that hour was just me on break talking to Joel. So it doesn't even feel like a real 3 hours. It's more like 2 hours and 25 minutes. Kevin said hydrate. I love you, Kevin. Thank you for having my my physical well-being in mind. Alright, man. Hold on, my head's getting cut off because the freaking thing keeps lowering itself. Here we go. Okay. So, what is it that we're trying to do here? I'm trying to get my strength up as much as humanly possible, to be honest. But for now, I know that health is going to be more useful. Health and stamina. So I'm going to do that. And I still have 20,000 souls left over and no blood vials. So I'm just going to grab some blood vials. That's good. I'll even go back for more because I just don't want to run out of blood vials. I don't know where I'm going next, but I don't want to run out of blood vials. You see Moses. Moses. Come over, Moses. Come over here. Come on. He's like, I am tired. Do not make me move. Alright, don't worry. It's hot, right, buddy? What can you do? I try not to complain about, like, nature. So, like, when it's hot or when it's cold, even if it's really hot, it's like, I try not to complain about it because, like, it's actually the beauty of nature. Like, sometimes it's hot. Sometimes it's cold. You know? The seasons. You gotta respect the seasons. Because look what's slowly happening. When you don't respect the seasons, it's like, when they're gone, you miss them. You know? Right now, we've got more summer than any other season, right? I'm not talking about because of the heat wave. I'm talking about because it's just like, it just seems like it's hot most of the year, as opposed to it being hot, then kind of cool for spring, and then kind of cool for fall, and then cold for the winter, you know? It's like, no. It's very hot. Did I get this wrong? I think I did. Hold on. One thing that you need to know about this chalice glyph, though, is that it only works if you walk for some reason. I have 10 fucking... Oh my god. I have 10 insight. In this build, insight is detrimental, so I'm going to have to try to get rid of it. Part of the game has been trying to get rid of insight. My favorite way is to try to co-op people, but since nobody's doing quick play, the only way that I'd be able to co-op people is if I actually like went out of my way to find them. So, did I get it that time? No? Maybe not. Sometimes it's like random. A little bit. Not really, though. Happens most of the time. Again, going back in a couple times is still, if you think about it, like way, way less time than a boss fight. And you're getting boss fight level echoes. So, it's crazy. I'm lucky because I have the PS5, so the load time is very, very small. But even with PS4 load times, it's still really good. Let's see if it works this time. Yep. To continue the next area, optional boss Dark Beast Parl is in Yahar Ghul. Okay, cool. Cool. That might be my next spot. Or I might try to do some PvP. I don't know. Let's see. I'm just going to spend it on exactly what I said I was going to spend. See, that's good. I shouldn't have to worry about that for a while. Now, if I'm going to do some PvP, actually, I'm going to get rid of some of these insights. How do you get rid of insight? Like, geez, what if you can't... Oh, you know, I can just get bloodstones. Bloodstone, they're selling bloodstone chunks? What? That's OD. Oh wait, I have 9? Yes. Yes. Is it plus 9? Oh, I need 1 blood rock. Did I understand that correctly? So where do I get a blood rock? Let's find out. Alright, you know what? I'm going to take a moment to stretch my spine. So, I'll be back in 5 minutes. It's not going to be as long as the last time because my brother's gone. I'm just trying to stretch my back and maybe get some more coffee or something. I don't know. And I'll do some research on this so that when we get back, I'll just know where the blood rock is. But I'll be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Let me just switch back over to Twitch. So I found out that the blood rocks, so there's one in the fishing hamlet that's deep in the DLC, and if you don't know about Bloodborne or Dark Souls, the DLC is always very difficult, but it's okay. I'm willing to get it, but not right now. It's just too ill. I did it last time. It was really annoying to play the DLC with an under-leveled character, so this time I just want to try it differently. I want to try it feeling good. I want to actually get my character to a high level, then go into the DLC. The way that I'm going to do that is I still have to get that blood rock. They say that there is one in the main story. It's in Murgo's loft in the middle section. And so the only way to get to that is if we beat Mikolash, which is the very next boss. I think. Oh no, Lauren's saying that it's Lauren's saying that it is... Oh, there's an optional boss. That's right. So, maybe... We'll definitely do the optional boss for Souls, but... maybe there's a way we can target Mikolash first. After we're done PvPing. Because I'm just going to have some fun. Oh, but I still have too many insights. So that's kind of whack. Also, there's a new update. They actually sell the... blood rocks, but you have to have 60 insight, so it's a little bit of a trade, you know. I think I'm just gonna fucking... Yo, where's the whirly Gigsaw? That's the real question. The whirly Gigsaw. Yo, Lauren, are you listening? Like, where's the whirly Gigsaw? I know Lauren knows. Like, she knows, she says it's in the DLC. So I know that it's in the DLC already. I'm gonna go back to the last place that I remember you saying where it is. And, yeah, the Nightmare Church, I guess? Underground Corpse File. Let's go to the Underground Corpse File. Where is the fucking... Obviously, she's busy right now, because, like, that's how life is. As soon as I need information, someone's busy. That's okay. I could have looked it up before, but didn't think to. I can look it up now. But, first, I need to just, like, fucking... Because the DLC is very difficult. Let's find out. Let's find out. Got the Blood Rock open. Now let's say that I want to find the Whirly Jigsaw. Because I think I can get it already. This looks like a 30-second video. Okay, I know where that is. They're running down. Okay. Jump down there. Okay. Okay. Yo, snail person from Uzumaki. That's crazy. I forgot about those guys. Is that it then? Alright. Shit. I think I got this. The Whirly Gig, so now, what I did yesterday was I worked really hard, as hard as you could work on a video game. And, I got most of the build together. So, as you can see, he's a werewolf. The reason is because I have a special rune, kind of like the one that we got for, the Mushroom Dude, the arcane build, Abracadabra. And then, but this one turns you into a beast. And what's special about it is that, no matter what, you are always a beast as long as you have it on. And then the reason for that is because the most special thing about it is that it actually changes your moveset to a more beastly moveset. It's slightly faster. It almost feels like it takes just a little bit less stamina. Even his dodges, like he kind of lunges forward in almost like all fours. You see? And I feel like before it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more of a human role. So he's got these great animations. He's got this weird move that is unique. It's basically a boss level move. Like it's like a Gascoigne attack from when you fight Father Gascoigne. And he has a beast roar that is for free. It's a free beast roar that doesn't use any Quicksilver bullets. So that's pretty freaking broken, if you ask me. And worth it. The whole build is together now. Everything that I need is together on the character. And at this point, we are basically only trying to get this character more powerful as a beast. But in other words, I will not be switching off to anything other than the Whirly Jigsaw. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. First, let's actually get to it. Whirly Jigsaw. The Whirly Jigsaw. I've never used that before, actually. But the reason I'm going to use it is because in the Beasthood build, there's a very specific stat or a very specific bar that fills up. You've probably been seeing it come up on the screen. It almost looks like it has a little dragon head next to it. That Beasthood build, that Beasthood bar, when it fills up to the top, increases my damage like crazy. Like crazy. Like you could do thousands of damage as a beast build. Oh. Actually, this is the wrong place. So I'm just filtering through the different places. So the higher the bar, the more damage that you do. It can get to like really broken levels. But a lot of people have a hard time getting to the highest level of the bar with just the Beast Claws moveset because it's slightly slow. So since the Beast Claws scale with strength, and the Whirly Jigsaw is also a strength build weapon, I've noticed that a lot of people use them on the forums in a Beasthood build in order to build up their Beasthood very quickly if they use a blood pellet. To be honest, I don't plan on using that tactic that much, only if I really want to be overpowered for something. But I still would want to have it there, just to have the most versatile PvP situation as possible. Because the thing is that if it's using your blood pellets, like how, you know, there's, like, I forget how, can you buy more blood pellets somehow? I haven't found a way to buy blood pellets yet. So, that's been a problem for me, is, like, actually having blood pellets. I don't see any either. Maybe later in the game they unlock them, or after beating a certain boss. That would be really good. I think I'm just going to spend some like that. I really don't want any thing holding me back if I'm going to play some PvP. Let's go to the Nightmare Frontier. Last time that I got attacked by an adversary, it was in the Nightmare Frontier, so I'm just going to go there and attack people back. This is a mischievous build. We're going to be doing a lot of mischief in other people's playthroughs. Fortunately, that makes us the bad guy, but that's why we made a beast build. We've gone insane. We've played Bloodborne so much, it's too late for us. Too late. Let's throw this down. Oh, you know what? I have a code. I'm gonna try to change that. Yeah, monsters here are really crazy. Because even though I killed them really easily there, they do like a ton of damage, and their moves are very difficult to dodge. So in reality, I'm just like, I make it a habit to kill them faster than they can actually make a decision. Searching for the chime of a sinister bell. But you already know that it's ringing around here. Let me in! I want to know how to get over that way. This way over here. How do I get across? Is it up? There's no way. There's like a whole shortcut over here that I'm missing. Is there a way to cheat it? Is that what I'm remembering? Is there a way to cheat it? I don't think so. If I go around, I think if I get over here, no, there's no way to cheese it. Christian. Being a Braculus and being all wizardly, I always think there's a way to wizard my way around whatever's going on. I didn't even lock the freaking shortcut around here. Looks like it's a good day for that. Oh, I got it. Alright. I'm unfortunately fucking gonna ruin somebody's day now. We'll see. They might take me out. They might already have, like, people there. Oh, boy. Zizal. Where are you? Zizal, where are you? Where are you, friend? Are you in here? Nope. They are so... Oh, look. They ran for it. They were like, fuck this. We're leaving. They're gonna need to get to... They're gonna need to get to the next... Okay. They haven't unlocked the shortcut either. Yikes. They might destroy me. I mean, we'll just see. We'll see what happens. Oh, look, he's over there. Sick, sick, sick. Sure, if I just sneak up on him, this will make this very easy. I don't think he's ready for how much stamina I have. Yeah, he's not ready for that. We just out-stamina'd him. Wow, dude. This build is so powerful. But you can see, like, he still held his own for a second. Like, I didn't try to pull him over there to these guys. It's unfortunate that this guy came over. Because I could have done something cheap and then just went to hang out with the enemies. I tried to keep it over here so that it's just a duel between me and him. Because then it... I mean, it's fun to do that, too. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to, like, fuck around. But still, sometimes you just want to, like... you know, sharpen your chops. But where is the whirly gig saw? This is definitely not the right place. I will get it right now. That was a fun fucking win. So I'll get the whirly gig saw, I'll upgrade it as much as I can, and then I'm gonna come back here and try to, like, find some more people. That was unfortunate for that dude, but it was a win for us, guys. We're doing it. We're being a beast. We're losing our minds. Giving in to the curse. That's what it's all about. That's what this game is all about, is actually just playing it so many times that you lose all semblance of morality in the game, and you slowly devolve into a fucking basically a beast. Like, even if you pick another build that is not a beast build, you're still basically a hunter that's gone insane if you're actually attacking other hunters, right? Like, that's the way Miyazaki made it, so that it reflects the game correctly. You see. Oh, fuck. Hold on, I'm pulling up the chat. Excuse me. Close to Ludwig's boss room. Close to Ludwig's boss room. Research hall. You're saying that it's close to Ludwig's boss room. Oh yeah, no, I now I remember. You're right. You're right. I watched a video and I was trying to figure out where the video spawned in. And the video spawns in, like, not Ludwig's boss room, but close to it. He actually spawns up over here. But I should have just picked that. I just don't know which one's actually named. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh no. Can you leave me alone? Can you actually fucking not do that? Fuck. That guy is crazy. Okay, so apparently, where are we right now? See, I don't know where we are. What is this place called? Stop shooting fucking cannons at me. That's so extra. That is so extra. Because they could have just made him have a magical power. Right? They could have just made him have a magical power. No. They didn't just do that. They said, we're gonna actually make you, we're just gonna fucking actually make you feel, like, feel the pain. Oh yeah, that's why we can come out this. Alright. Let's see if I can take this dude down. God, I hate that. You guys are so crazy. see. Cost stamina. That's not always a good thing because... Oh my god, dude. Where do I get one of those things? Oh my god, dude. This is harder than fighting an actual person. Oh my god, he has tactics. Okay, this time, we're just gonna avoid him. And then we're going to just run for it. Because I know where it is. We have to drop off the right-hand side, then go through a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel, there's an item. Kevin made a scary face. I agree. Those guys come out of nowhere. But it's alright. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. Oh, yeah, that's the annoying part. What is that place called? I'm just gonna go back. Let me see. No, not there. I'm fucking high and spacey at the same time. Just because I'm high doesn't mean that I'm spacey. Sometimes I'm just spacey. If I'm spacey, it's just because I'm spacey on the inside. It has nothing to do with the cannabis. Is it the research hall? Or is it the Nightmare Church? No, it's not the Nightmare Church. It's not the underground corpse pile. Is it the Nightmare Grand Cathedral? No, it's the Nightmare Church. I'm pretty sure. Deductive reasoning. Yes, yes, yes. Now we don't have to deal with that cannonball dude, because fuck him. We're just gonna just jump the fuck right off over here. Hello, little item, but not the one that we're looking for. Through this cave. We get to go past this snail dude. Look at the snail dude. That's straight out of a Junji Ito book. If you guys don't know about Junji Ito, like, Junji Ito is amazing. Enjoy the Junji Ito. It's very good. Scary though. But they're basically like mangas that are like horror mangas, which you never get to see. You're never gonna. They're very unique, and there are horror animes and horror mangas, but not like Junji Ito. Junji Ito just puts them all to shame. Viewers, welcome. I gotta use the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back. It's just gonna take 5 minutes. I just gotta pee. Gonna take 5 minutes, then I'm gonna level up my thing and go back into PvP. So we'll go into PvP right away after I pee.
My body lay dead before me, and yet I spoke, felt, and lived. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. And had I been able to, I would have smiled. My body lay dead before me, and yet I spoke, and felt, and lived. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. My mission was accomplished. No one knew, no one understood. If they had, they would not believe. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. Behind me lay a tortured world, and yet I spoke, and felt, and lived. And had I been able to, I would have smiled. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. And had I been able to, I would have smiled.
Good. We were going to try to upgrade this chainsaw. Is Moses in the shop? Let's get some more Moses up in here. Good boy. Okay, so I'm gonna fortify the crap out of my... Oh no, I guess I'm not. Let me get some souls. We're gonna use that quick hack that I learned, so that, don't worry, we're gonna have about 35,000 souls in a matter of 60 seconds. Is that right? 120 seconds, let's put it that way. I have fun with like trying to measure time inside my head sometimes and really trying to figure out how long it's gonna take to do something. I would say that it takes at most 2 minutes to do this, so. There you go. For those of you who don't know what's happening, this is a special chalice glyph. You enter the chalice, something dies because of poor placement or whatever, and you get 31,000 souls. You can walk the fuck out. It's a bit of a cheesy way of doing things, but if you know this game, you know, like, at some point it actually becomes very grindy to get your soul level up, or your blood echo, your blood level. And so I've been using it for that reason, because I already beat the game. I want a speedy way of, like, leveling my characters,
What is it, Hugh?
so that we can have fun in PvP.
Very well.
I'm not doing that. I'm actually just going to see, where can I bring this whirling jigsaw? Up to 6, and I need more bloodstone chunks. I have a way of farming bloodstone chunks, but I don't know if I'm going to do that right away, because it sounds kind of boring. I'll probably do it off stream. For now, let's go back. Let's do more PvP. That was really fun, to be honest. I have 28,000 souls, so like they'll get like a. Can you imagine if like that's like if they beat me, they get like boss level souls? That's kind of nice. I can do that now that I have this stupid glitch. I say stupid, but what I really mean is blessed sacred glitch. Beautiful, honorable, most amazing glitch that has brought me prosperity in life. Beckoning bell. Okay. We're not using that. That's for sure. What's happening? Did I get fucking... Did I get fucking fucked? I'll fight them, bro. I will fight them. It's not letting me use it. Dude, somebody must have invaded me. Is that Patches? Bro, what are you doing up there? I forgot about that. I guess they don't want me to... Can I go back? That's the real test. If I can, like, use my... I can't use my... I can't. So somebody must have summoned me. Or, I'm sorry. Somebody must have invaded me. Do they not want to fight me? They're trying to lure me into the places with, like... all the enemies. I'm not gonna fall for that. There's nobody around. I don't see anybody. Dang nabbit. Where the heck are these people? You trying to backstab me from here? Hey, buddy. Okay. Wish I could make that. Wonder how much distance they travel. Probably not that. Bro, what's happening here? What's going on here? Whoever it is that is like got summoned by me is like being lying. I'm not letting this guy kill me. Wow. I bet you he's like somewhere else and he just expects me to go through the level. But I have no way of like getting around this, so I guess I have to search for him if he's just gonna wait indefinitely. I could wait him out, but he doesn't know that I'm streaming. I don't want to bore you guys. I guess it looks like I'm gonna have to go into the disadvantage. Why is he not showing up? Is it 'cause he's trash? I think so. I think it's because of the trash. Alright. Cleared out this area, so... I don't really want to fight these guys, but I will. Isn't there a hole around here? That's her, you fucking bitch. This guy, see, finally... Oh, no, that's not him. That's just an NPC. These NPCs are the worst. Get away from me. Before they were giving me a really hard time, but now that my character actually does way more damage, they go down easy. I'm still looking for this dude. This dude's just fucking chilling, I guess. Ooh. Probably want none of that. Or is there a way up to that stupid hole in the wall? Seems to be an item over here. I'm just looking for these dudes. I wanted to do some PvP. They're not letting me. So, alright. I'll find them then. This guy needs to relax though. Oh, hey. Very good. Oh my god. Oh my god. My bad. Wow. Alright. Just gonna keep it moving here. There's no need for that. No need for that. Heal myself. Grab this. Oh my god. Not necessary. Not necessary. Not necessary. Just gonna run past all of you peacefully. Where, oh where? Ooh! Is this... Nice. That's actually good. This ended up being very worth it. It's whack though. Can I still not do it? Oh, I can now. So he must have left? Question mark? I don't even know what's up with that. It's weird. This area is weird. I don't even know how it works anymore. Like, why did it not let me do it for the longest time? Sure, one of you guys know. Yo, for those of you who are watching, if you're new to the stream, please take a moment to follow. It helps a lot. You don't need to subscribe, but subscribers are automatically deemed as superior humans in my eyes. So, there is benefits to subscribing. If you don't want to subscribe or you don't have any cash, that makes perfect sense. Don't worry about it. They give you a lot of ways to support me for free. Please, leave me a follow. We're trying to get to 100 followers. What is happening here? Some stupid ass crap. Fuck you, Spider Ho. Let's keep moving. What's this? Items. Oh, there's a dude disappearing into the distance, please. No, we lost it. Darn. There's squirmies over here? Bro, this is a terrible place to be. It's starting to be really bad. Maybe I should not have ventured this far. I should go back. At this point, I just want to die. There's no reason to waste any more blood vials. Back here. A lot of shards, but we can buy shards now, so they're not really that valuable. But they would have been invaluable early game, so I have to remember that. Good place. What's that? How the heck do I get up there so I can beat the crap out of that lady? Get slammed by giant boulder. Oh, it's this way. This is definitely it. Yes, indeed, indeed. Although it's too bad because it's actually a good idea. Like, if somebody actually comes to me, that's actually a good thing. If anybody that's watching knows of a better PvP arena, let me know, and I'll just go there. But I feel like this is a pretty solid way to fight against noobs and seasoned veterans alike. Let me in! Wow. Bro, this thing is like, I guess it's glitching out on me or something. I don't even know. What? It's doing it again. Did somebody invade me? No. Of course not. Can I invade somebody else? I hope so. I hope I'm getting invaded. Your friend left. Aw, your friend left. Yeah, I never got to meet him, so I guess that's something. Come on now. Won't let me in. Let me in! I'm just gonna quit, go back in, see what happens. It'll refresh it maybe. Who knows? Not I. Not me. I'm just a simple farmer. Farmer of blood echoes. Moses! Love you, buddy. You bring me solace in times of pain. Oh my god. Can I go back now? Yes. Yeah, man, PS5 load times are extremely godly. I actually enjoy them very much. They make things a lot easier in a lot of different games. Is it worth the price tag? I don't know. It's up to the individual, I guess. For me, it is. For me, it was totally worth it. Should probably try leveling it up.
Welcome. What is it? Very well, Ned.
I didn't get that much sleep last night, so if you see me yawning, that's just the nature of trying to get more oxygen in your lungs.
Farewell.
Oh boy. Yo, Lauren, were you the one that bought that Jack Link's meat stick in the fridge? Because if you did, then I ate it. But if you didn't, then I ate it. And it may have been Joel's. I can't tell. But either way, I appreciate it greatly. It was delicious. Made a great breakfast. No! I'm gonna have to apologize to him over Instagram. I'm just polite like that. He doesn't really care, but I'll just be like, bro, I ate your Jack Link's meat sausage, which sounds even grosser. That's hilarious. Like, bro, I was hungry. I saw it. It was good. It was satisfying. Let's see. Now that we have everything, and everything's worked out, I'll just go back. I definitely want to fight somebody. I want to square up. Moses, you're just being awkward over there, buddy. You're looking at me funny. You're like, Christian, you're talking to nobody. That's what Moses is like. Christian, you're literally speaking to no one in the room. You must be talking to me. So he's like weirded out. He's like, bro, you're acting weird. I'm like, dude, I'm streaming. You don't understand. You can't comprehend human. He just got up and went over here. You can't comprehend human technology, Moses. It's like alien technology. Can you even comprehend Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi's heavy, dude. It's a heavy concept. Why are you so shifty? Are you alright? Kind of spooked. I think he's spooked because I'm talking to nothing. To him, anyway. I'm talking to everybody. Lauren's actually here with us. You don't even know. Megan's here. Kevin's here. You know these people. Are you hearing weird things? What are you hearing? That's weird. I don't like it when he hears weird things. It creeps me the fuck out. Alright, I guess we'll just wait around. I'll even leave the oh, nice. I'll even leave the bell ringing woman because that's just gonna create more PvP. This is probably one of the better PvP areas. I can't think of another one. Probably the other end of Yaharkul. Let's see if we can sneak up on this dude. Hey, dude. Parry. That's crazy. GG on that. And that's smart on him. Yeah, heal. It's good. Look at it. I like his little dance. That was scary. Almost died there. I feel bad that I had to take those blood vials, but there's like an unspoken rule that you take the equal amount of blood vials. He doesn't know what I'm doing. He's like, "Why are you backing away? Are you running away?" It's like, "No, I'm actually streaming this. I'm talking, so I need that moment." Oh, he's doing something funny. It's an interesting moveset. Oh. That's weird. Well, yeah, but like... Yeah. He was good. He was really good. I would say, like, that was, like, because I feel like he was a little bit under-leveled. So, like, he did the best with what he had. And he actually came out on top. He got me. I could have healed myself, but I didn't want to be unfair. There's an unwritten rule in Bloodborne and Dark Souls PvP where you usually use an Estus at the same time. At the time, he had used less Estus than me, so already it was a little bit, like, in my favor. So I wanted to be fair. Definitely I could have won if I started using my Estus. I keep saying Estus, I mean Blood Violence. Maybe next time I will. I probably should have. But, like, I like to at least keep that as, like, part of the sportsmanship. Because otherwise, we'll just be fighting all day. We'll just be, like, blood violating each other, basically. Let's see what happens. Oh, nice. It's very quick. Will I be able to take this bong rip in time? Yes. The answer was yes. Where is this guy? He's just in here. Oh, fuck. Oh, he's got it too. Dude. Slayed. That was amazing. He was doing massive damage, so it's like... He probably is doing the PvP thing too. See? This is a great place to do PvP. I gotta start being more savage, though. I'm being too Dark Souls when I need to be more Bloodborne. I'm, like, trying to bow to them. Like, why the fuck am I bowing to them? I do have a low resistance to fire. To answer your question there, I do have a low resistance to fire. Unless I put a fire rune. If I put an anti-fire rune, then it kind of balances it out a little bit. Nice. Oh, nice. Solid. He had a similar build. He had the Brador set on, so I'm surprised that he was trying to hit me with anything other than what I had. But yeah, that's the thing about this character, is that if I actually try to out-stamina someone, I most likely will. Seems to be still ringing. Alright, we'll just wait. We'll just wait until somebody else shows up. My train is rolling in now, so I'll be offline for a bit. Okay, that's cool. That kind of gives me a signal, too. How long have we been going? 4 hours? 4 hours and 10 minutes? It's pretty chill. Pretty chill stream. At least we got to do some solid PvP throughout it a little bit. Maybe we could do another game or two. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I love you guys. Every single one of you guys has been watching. I've seen you guys. I see the number. You guys are very, very valuable. Very, very special to Abraculus himself. That's the thing. You don't understand how much what you're doing actually helps. I know you're enjoying yourself. I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself. There's a lot to like about my amazing, lovable personality. But also, you know, I think when I was a watcher, when I was a viewer, I took for granted how much actually watching and like following and stuff actually does. Oh, look, see, that was his real build. That was his real build. This is the same guy, I think. That was powerful. That was powerful. That's the way it is, dude. It's fast. It's either fast or it's slow. If I dodged him, I probably would have healed myself, but then it would have just dragged out. Hopefully he rings the bell again so that we can fucking link up again. Nothing wrong with a couple good, solid fights, am I right? Alright, let's see. Just gonna ring again. We really didn't lose anything. It would be cool to give some people some souls, though. That's weird. It gave my souls to that random monster. A lot to experience. And a lot to experience is right. I like that ending. Oh no! I couldn't help myself. It was just too perfect. That was amazing. I wouldn't say that was very the sexy Yoda. That's another thing. Like, whoa, what kind of build is that? I wouldn't say that was the most, you know, action-packed fight, or even the most fair fight, but it sure was entertaining. And again, it's actually doing bad things for me. Like, every time that I win, I get an insight, and it's like, I have to spend it somehow. I have to, like, actually use it on probably something that I'm not even gonna fucking need. Yay, Kevin. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. And it's fun to play Bloodborne, obviously. Like, Bloodborne is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm glad to have gotten to this level. And I actually think it's all thanks to you guys. It's all thanks to the stream and all thanks to, like, your support. That actually, I've started to play the games that I play completely differently. Like, I've played Bloodborne for years, but when you're playing Bloodborne as a casual player, you play a little differently, you know? You just play, like, you know, kind of casual. You don't do things that are strenuous because there's no reason to do it. I've taken my Bloodborne gameplay to a whole other level because it's just more fun to show off for you guys, to be honest. I don't think there's so fun with this guy, man. Oh, God. I think I'm gonna win. Yep. It was the stamina thing. As soon as I got in close, if he thought he was gonna... The only way that he could get away is if he really rolled away. I think. And that's a little bit hard to do. But if he keeps fighting, he'll figure it out. Still, as you saw, his I think it's called a burial blade. His burial blade did so much freaking damage. Just on the few hits that it actually hit me, it's like, if I let him hit me once, it's pretty much over. And I think it's that way, vice versa. That's why it's been going down so quickly. Nice. Another one down. It's probably is it the same dude? It seems like not so much. was a solid fight. Honestly, once she started fighting back, I was like, oh fuck, like why is she hitting me with all that arcane shit? It's obviously a wizard build. It got scary for a second, but maybe a little bit more leveled than her. A little bit of a higher level. Good boy, Moses. If it wasn't for me, no one would even know that you're here, buddy. You barely make any noise. For 4 hours. It's been 4 hours. You're the best dog in the whole world. You're like extremely silent. He's even like non-insinuative in his actions. He just doesn't make noise when he's like moving from place to place. You're a good boy, Moses. You're my favorite dog in the whole world, Moses. Gotta love your pets, guys. Not because the pita bread says so, but because deep down in your heart, you know that they're better than you. you know that they're better than you. They're kinder, they're more pure. It's like, gotta treat them well, gotta enjoy them. They're endorphin factories, basically. So you gotta treat your endorphin factories well. Abrahadabra for Moses. Abrahadabra for you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Nice. No! Alright. I think they died, or they threw themselves off a cliff, maybe? I don't know. Oh, they left. They exited the game. Yikes. You know what? That happens a lot? That happens a lot in Demon Souls. People will just leave the game. And I don't blame them. In Demon Souls, it's just really... I feel like total trash, actually fucking... like going into other people's worlds, because they make it somehow more detrimental when you get invaded in Demon Souls, because the items that you need to make yourself human again are extremely rare for some reason. It's whack. I'm gonna try to do one more fight, and then I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. So we'll wait around. Yeah, man. We're gonna be doing more of this. I also have another build for those of you who are not following me, or are new to the game, or new to my stream. I have another build that's a full arcane build with like the mushroom head, they're like Ascended Master or whatever. And they're fun too. I haven't really taken them into PvP that much. But unfortunately, that's because I rushed my way into New Game Plus. So there's kind of some gameplay to be had there. It's kind of fun. Where are they? They're back here? Wow. I get it though. Session lost. Why are you being whacked? Do they need help? I'll help them. I can help as well. I can attack and I can also protect. I can do both. Just give me the chance. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Because right now the focus is to attack. It's unfortunate for them, but it is true. Okay, so the next person that I get summoned, I'm just gonna beeline straight towards them and just murder the crap out of them. Because they just keep leaving. So, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna be fair. I don't know if they're gonna bow. I don't know if they're going to, like, what they're gonna do. So I'm just gonna try to get the, just get what I came for. Have some fun. Maybe force them to, like, fight me. We'll see. Yay, Megan. Yay, Kevy. The abracadabras are powerful. Where are we? Oh, I got invaded. Alright. Where so? Oh, look, it's a mushroom build. Oh. That's amazing. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my god, dude. Clap to you. Clap to you. That was amazing. Bro, that was powerful. He didn't even, I think he hit me like one time, and it took out most of my health. So that's a real PvP build there. And he invaded me, so that's how you know that he was working with it. But I still feel like I had him a little worried for a second there. He almost dodged off that cliff. So I felt the panic in him for a second. He was like, wait, this guy's dealing damage. Like, fuck yeah. He doesn't know that the only reason that I'm even in this area is to PvP. But anyway, that was the last fight. I'm glad. Thanks. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I'm grateful. Wanted to like fuse those words together. I'm grateful to everybody that's here, that's been watching. If you've been having fun, you've been enjoying yourself, then you know, we've been enjoying you too. And so we need to link up again. So click the follow button, and then you know, it'll let you know when I'm streaming again. I usually stream on weekdays, but it's a little sporadic sometimes, especially since I'm moving right now. But let me switch it over. If you're still logged in, we always like to do like an ending ritual. There's like an ending ritual that we do every end of the stream. And it's just basically you guys listen and I read a nice little poem that I wrote. And I get to send some positive energy into the world with you guys as you know, little windows of that energy, and you guys get to take that energy wherever you go. I'm gonna move it over to cam only. Where's my book? Yo, thanks for tuning in. I had a lot of fun with the stream. I'm having a lot of fun playing Bloodborne again. I plan on playing more Dark Souls 3 in the future, and more Bloodborne. I want to do a Vile Blood build now, and see if that's viable, which it is. I just want to see if I can do it well. I will be doing more Bloodborne stuff in the future. But again, I just want to nail it home that I am super grateful for everybody that watches. It means a lot to me. It's not really, it's kind of funny. When you're on the viewer's end, it doesn't really mean a lot. It's very easy to watch something and put something on passively in the background. But once you start trying to like actually stream yourself, you start to see that actually like each and every person that logs in is like, oh, thank God, you guys are awesome. Like, it really becomes like a really cool thing. And I can only imagine what these streamers are like that have like hundreds of people watching them. It's like, you'd have to lose track, you know? I'd be like so grateful that I wouldn't even know what to do, you know what I mean? So like, I kind of get why they don't shout out everyone individually. But at this level, you know, I just want you guys each individually to know. The people who are in the chat, yes, obviously you guys are MVPs, and most of them are subscribers. So, to be fair, like, just so you guys know, they're MVPs because I've known them for, like, about a year now. But for those of you guys who are new to the stream, or those of you guys who don't take part in the chat, you're still extremely important. What you're doing is extremely helpful, almost equally helpful. And also, you're still part of the Abraculus community. You're still part of the magic circle that we've created, the ritual that we are doing with these games and with our minds. Sorry I got a little morbid earlier. It's only kind of like a, you know, conversational apology, though, because, you know, we shouldn't be afraid or sorry about death. And that's why I like to be real on the stream. So, taking into account the fact that I literally was having that conversation in the break between the stream, it was very much on my mind. I appreciate you guys hearing me out, and take everything that I say with a pinch of salt. I'm only 26. I really don't know that much about death. I'm just trying to come to grips with it like every other human being. That being said, R.I.P. Princess. You're on a journey, and may that journey carry you to peaceful shores and beautiful sights. So for you guys, if you want to take part in this ritual that we're about to do, all you have to do is listen to my voice. Abrahadabra. May all who work for a world of peace and reason be granted the gifts of wisdom and courage. May the good that dwells in every person's heart be magnified. May the energy of the earth abide within each of us here today. May the spirits compelled by this magic circle depart peacefully and quietly. May peace be ever continued between us. And as we create and plan for tomorrow, may we do so in grace, wisdom, and love. For every man and every woman is a star, and every number infinite. So be it. Abrahadabra. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I love you guys. Rock on. Peace out. Goodbye. See you later. The next stream that we do is probably going to be maybe Friday. I might do another stream tomorrow, but most likely it'll be Friday. Anyway, I hope you guys had a nice time. Have a nice night. I love you guys. Peace out.
My body lay dead before me, and yet I spoke and felt and lived. Behind me lay a tortured world, before me the moon and destiny. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power, and had I been able to, I would have smiled. My body lay dead before me, and yet I spoke and felt and lived. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. My mission was accomplished. No one knew, no one understood. If they had, they would not believe. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. Behind me lay a tortured world, and yet I spoke and felt and lived. And had I been able to, I would have smiled. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. And had I been able to, I would have smiled. My body lay dead before me, yet I spoke, and felt, and lived. Behind me lay a tortured world. Before me the moon and destiny. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. And had I been able to, I would have smiled. My body lay dead before me, and yet I spoke, and felt, and lived. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power. My mission was accomplished. No one knew, no one understood. If they had, they would not believe. Again I felt the surge of power. Again I felt the surge of power.